Okay, let's try that again. I have no idea what's going on with spaces. That's, I don't know, the second or third time in the last week that when I start the space, it just craps out and boots me out, and I have to start a new space. So, not sure what I'm going to do differently tomorrow, but I think I might just, instead of having a pre scheduled space, I may just make the space when time comes to log on. Not sure what is going on, but hey, y'all, welcome to day number 51 of the WSOP and the fourth annual WSOP and All Vegas Poker Daily Spaces coverage. I'm Sherry Pluskota, aka Peaches, and I'm your host today. Please be reminded that we will always try to give the most updated and accurate information possible, but we are human and the information is always fluid in the poker world. So please make sure to double check any information we provide to ensure yourself the best experience possible. And please correct us if we're wrong. We want to get it right. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sherry Pluskota 9212, where you can find the recordings of my past daily spaces and interviews. One correction I want to make that I had wrong yesterday was talking about Andreas being the chip leader in the Summer Saver. In fact, he DM'd me after our space was over yesterday to tell me that that was a typo, that somebody added a 0 onto his chip count. So he indeed was not the chip leader yesterday, but congratulations going into that Summer Saver event number 95. Andreas finished 61st out of, I'm sorry, out of the 626 that got paid, he finished 61st for $3,900. So congrats to Andreas. And of course, the app was wrong yesterday, unfortunately. Just a typo, no big deal. Please know that Jeff Platt will be with us tomorrow for the season wrap up of Summer Camp 2026. And also, Aaron Barone is going to join us tomorrow as well. So we can maybe get a little bit of a taste of what he went through after he went out of that main event. So, some fun stuff tomorrow for sure. We can celebrate summer camp being over, maybe be a wee little bit sad because it is over. Be reminded that the WSOP pop-up store, not the anchored store, the anchored store is going to be there 12 months a year from now. Not talking about that store. I'm talking about the pop-up WSOP store. Started their annual sale yesterday, 20% discount at that store. So if you want to get some items, now's your chance. I don't know if they'll mark it down any further as time goes on or not. I suspect they will, but that's just the pop-up store, not the new anchored store. So just an FYI about that. Be reminded that the main WSOP cage closes tomorrow at 5 a.m. for the season. Payouts will then be given at the Paris main cage. From tomorrow through the 26th of July, payouts will be at the Paris main cage from 9 till 5 p.m., 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you miss the deadline of 7/26 at the main cage in Paris for a payout, then you're going to have to schedule via email an appointment to get a payout. And that email address is WSOP FAQ. I'm sorry, let me say it again. WSOP FAQ at Caesars with an S, Caesars.com. So be reminded, if you miss getting paid out before the 26th of July, you'll have to email that email address to schedule an appointment to get paid out. I don't know why anybody would wait to do it that way, but it's happened. So, also, the restart of the main event is going to be at 5 p.m. August the 3rd, and it will be in the Horseshoe Event Center. If you've been to the WSOP before, then you would understand that room being where the Thunderdome used to be located until this year. Where the Thunderdome used to be located is the Horseshoe Event Center. The restart of the main event, 5 p.m., August the 3rd. Player of the year. The last update was yesterday. Foxen was in first place, Deeb in second, Kahara in third. And honestly, it's a close race. And Deeb and Foxen are still in what is it, the 25K horse event, I think it is, or just the 25. No, what is it? They're still in a big tournament and they're in like second and third place or something. So still in it to win it, as they say. Yeah, they're in the 25K high roller. And so I don't know what, yeah, I think they're in, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what position they're in, but all three of them are still in that tournament. So that player of the year race is up in the air still. Lots of points to be had because guess what? They can still earn points down in the Caribbean in December. So there you have it. I'm going to welcome Joey to the stage. How are you, pal? Travel safe and sound yesterday?
100%. It's hazy, hot, and humid here in New York, and we're in the car on the way to see the grandbaby.
Oh, yay. How old is she?
He's 4.5.
Oh my God, how fun. How fun.
Yep. She's
That's
like, bring your
awesome.
bathing suit. So we're going in the pool. I can't wait.
Oh, yay. Love that. Love that. Love that. I'm so happy you guys arrived safe and sound. Are you missing the WSOP or are you ready to be on vacation?
I'm ready to be on vacation. How many days we have left to this, by the way?
Just tomorrow, brother. Just
Oh, I can't
tomorrow.
believe it. Right. Oh, man. It's one big leap, right?
Right. Like when we start out, you're like, oh, day one. Oh my God, we still have 52 more days. Oh, day two. Oh, we still have 51. I mean, it's a long summer. And, and I don't ever get upset when people fall off, right? Because it is a commitment of time and energy. And is it awesome? Hell yes. But real life gets in the way sometimes, and it is what it is. We just roll. We just keep rolling with it, Joe.
Yeah, we do. It's been a great ride. It really has.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate you joining us and coaching us every day. Hopefully, people have picked up the good habit of studying some poker every day for 15 minutes because, that's what it's all about. Hopefully, they've learned something this summer. I've heard nothing but great stuff, so I am very hopeful that they have. But I want to ask you about a Facebook post you made that some dealers and TDs have been contacting you and you had their backs. What are we talking about? What happened?
Okay. It has to do with the dealer of the year.
Okay.
And so historically, the dealer, it's like the player of the year. It used to be just a series, right?
Right. Right.
Okay. Well, we all kind of have our favorite dealers, and we've all been watching, and we know which dealers year after year are well deserving.
Right.
And out of the blue, well, let me backtrack. Traditionally, on day 4 of the main event, there's a big press thing that happens. The dealer of the year is announced,
Right.
and they receive the honors of saying, shuffle up and deal.
Right.
Well, there was a lot of dealers that been working their asses off, wanting to just impress, to try to do their best. This is what they aim for. Well, day 4 of the main event came, and there was no announcement. And 5, 6, 7, 8, nothing happened. And yesterday, it was revealed who the dealer of the year was, and it turned out to be somebody who was. I'm not saying the person wasn't deserving, but it was somebody who was a dual rate, so they were basically floor most of the series, and they only dealt like 12 days, whereas these other dealers have 550 downs. It's like ridiculous how much these dealers worked, and a lot of dealers have felt slighted. A lot of them don't want to come back. They just feel like it was like management gave it to one of their own. And it,
Oh,
yeah, it's a horrible thing when people
oh.
strive for goals and then no reason out of the blue they're told they weren't told any explanation, and it was just like slid in with no media coverage, nothing. It was
Okay, so this
very
is
immediate.
interesting. This is interesting that I've kind of backdoored into this conversation this morning, um, because I have it on my list of questions for Jeff Platt to ask him what happened with the Rate the Dealer on the app. Wasn't there supposed to be a dealer, a king and queen dealer of each of the bracelet events? I mean, that's literally the question I've written to ask him tomorrow.
Right.
Like,
And these dealers felt like this was a perfect year to shine because they could be rated. Like,
right,
and so it used to be like a popularity contest. And it is a popularity contest, but instead of the players having a say, instead of the dealers voting for one of their own, what they changed it was everybody that works the floor got up to 3 votes. That's what they did this year. The floor got the vote and nobody else. They probably did that last year too, but so it's like these dealers just feel so slighted, and
yeah, it's not
and
a good look. And let me
it's
ask you this,
not, and
Joe.
it's right in the contract that they're not allowed to badmouth WSOP and yada yada yada. So
Right.
somehow I was like volunteered to be their voice, and I don't mind because I'm a customer. Yeah, I'm paid rig, so I don't mind stating what they have to say and being their voice without saying their names, and that's what I did. And it's funny, I got some uncalled for messages from one person that works the floor, and you can imagine who it is because it's somebody that I mentioned their name once here, and I was told not to mention it again. And that person basically said all my points are off, but I didn't make any points. All I said was, "Oh, how does this work?" Like I didn't really say like this person's not deserving, or I just all I said was it doesn't make any sense because I have some superstar friends that I thought for sure would be in the running, and I just didn't see this person even dealing that. The one that won, I saw him dealing once. All right. Now I saw him dealing twice actually, and this is where it gets really sketchy. The other time I saw this person dealing was during the $1 million. Remember the $1 million cash game that they had? Um,
Right.
it was right, and that listen, I don't know how much money that person made in tips, but obviously that was a sweet deal to be able to tip that game. So now these dealers, this was already in the dealer's mind. All the dealers were like, "Well, how come I've been dealing so serious? How come I wasn't picked, or how come it wasn't rotation? Yada yada yada." And the same person that was picked to deal that game that easily, I mean, we could watch the video, but easily they raked in over $10,000 in tips, which did not get shared with all the other dealers because cash, they don't have to share the tips, right? It just seems like a lot of favoritism in some ways in some people's eyes. I'm not saying it is, but
Well,
in
and
a lot of
I'm
dealers,
just gonna say with the HCL game, we really can't judge it because it's not really a WSOP game. It's an HCL game that was moved over to the horseshoe, benefiting both entities. And so, and the HCL, they have their dealers, and yes, their dealers make 10,000 or more a night and with those big games, and it is what it is. So I can't say that those tips should have even been shared at the WSOP with anybody else or in the horseshoe with anybody else because that is a separate, almost home game that they just brought to that studio to film. So I don't think we can lump it in with the rest of this.
no, but in the dealers' minds, it was a WSOP table, and it was WSOP dealers that dealt it. So I understand their point of view with that, and I agree with
But
that.
it wasn't a WSOP event. It
It
was
wasn't.
It
I
was not
agree.
a WSOP event. It has nothing to do with the other WSOP, other than the companies that did the work on production also do the production for HCL. So they brought HCL in why not? It's to help
Right.
build that brand and get that name out there. I mean, it's
Right. And I
actually,
totally agree with that. And that's all, but I'm just painting the picture of what was going on in a lot of dealers'
well, and
minds.
they need to,
Right.
yeah, but they can't lump that in. I mean, they can't lump
No.
that in there. It's not right to lump that in there. It just
Mhm.
isn't. But I get their point about, I don't even know who won Dealer of the Year. Do you want to give us his name?
No, because it's not my place to announce it because WSOP has to announce it, don't they?
Oh, they
Right?
haven't
I
even
mean,
announced it yet. So how do we know? How do we know it's him?
uh, because they had a meeting yesterday and it was told to the
Oh,
dealers who it
got it.
was.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
no problem.
But
Okay,
and
so
we don't know if there's even going to be an announcement. But and you know what? For this person, what a shitty way to get it. Like, wouldn't you want the press there? Wouldn't you want the honors on day 4 to say shuffle up and deal and to have the spotlight? It was just the way it was done. It just didn't sit right with a lot of
well,
people,
and I
with a
get
lot of
that. And
players.
my whole thing is this year they were focusing on celebrating the good dealers. Like, did they do away with rating the dealers? I mean, I've only heard one or two dealers announced after that app started where
It was
people
supposed to
could
be weekly,
rate
right?
the,
That's
yeah,
we have to ask Jeff about this. We
yeah.
really do
Well,
because
I
it was
do have
supposed to
it
be
on
a
my,
weekly prize.
I have it on my
Yeah.
list of questions for him, but what I'm saying, has anybody else heard any more dealers being announced for, being the dealer of choice per player, rating on the app? It was supposed to be one dealer per bracelet event. And after that first week of that, I never heard another thing about it. So did they even remove it from the app? I don't know.
No, it was still there because there's video footage recently, like 3 days ago, where somebody said, "Oh, you can rate the dealer," and Martin Cabral walked over and showed them on the video, "This is how it's done," and that was 3 days ago. So it was still in the app 3 days ago.
Well, they definitely have not announced any other dealers. And I thought the focus of that whole ordeal was to single out and praise the good dealers. And after that first week, we haven't heard nothing about it. And that's why I have it on my list for Jeff Platt. And then I stumbled across your post this morning. I was like, wait, what is going on here? And yeah, we're
Yeah,
going to have to ask him about it. And who is the dealer of the year? I will ask him. I have no problem
yeah,
asking him. But I can certainly understand why the dealers who deal, who travel, who have stayed in Vegas for 2 months living out of a suitcase would feel slighted that a floor won the honor. If that's in case what the hell has happened, in my opinion, the floor should not even be qualified. Or maybe they need to put in the rules of whatever, that the dealer of choice, that's going to be awarded the dealer of the year, has to deal so many events or hours in a year to qualify. I don't know,
right.
but it certainly would reek and be a slight to the dealer's working so hard with the goal of being a dealer of the year. You know, and we want to praise those dealers of the year because guess what? We call out the bad ones. Now, this is a chance to call out the good one and good ones and acknowledge the good ones, and we fucked it up. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
I know it's so bad, and
Oh,
it's like, I mean, all year I'm sorry, all summer camp we've been talking about the quality of
yeah,
dealers, and why would you slight the best of the best, right? Like, and this is why we can't get good dealers
that's
because,
a
I
reason.
mean, there are a lot of dealers that 5 years ago stopped coming back, and 4 years ago stopped coming back, and now I know of at least a dozen that aren't going to come back next year because it's like, why bother? It's like we're losing the best dealers, and it's just so horrible that has to
We
happen
just
that
keep
way.
shooting our own foot, honest to God. We
Yeah.
keep shooting our own foot. I don't know who's making these decisions, but obviously there are people in ivory towers that haven't a clue. They think they do, but they haven't a clue if they thought this was a good idea.
I know.
It
I mean,
just,
I thought for sure that this year it was just going to be the app. Like whoever had the most. I mean, we had
yes.
all those weeks. That should have been dealer of the year. That's it. I
Yeah,
mean,
I agree.
oh,
I mean, I
it's
thought that
so
was the whole
frustrating.
purpose, was to get the players involved with picking a dealer of the year. Like I was like, yes, this is great. I didn't agree with some of the stuff, like how it was being done or whatever. I thought it could be tweaked a little bit differently, but I did. want it to happen because I feel like we do focus because some of those dealers are so horrible. I mean, I had the worst dealer of my life when I played the warm up event. And guess what? It's okay. Now we can focus on the good because we do call out the bad all summer long, as we should.
Yeah.
But
Like one person said to me, it's like working for a company where somebody's promoted to a management position where they also have to do the work of the other people, and fellow managers get to vote on the employee of the year. Like, how is that even fair? Like, it's
yeah,
just, I don't know.
yeah,
It's good, and and also it takes away from we really should have Florida Year and Player of the Year, because it takes away from all the other people that were great dealers that got promoted and never had a shot at Dealer of the Year because they got promoted. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's like really, really, it stinks in so many ways, and somehow I got put to be like the voice, which I don't mind. You know what I mean? I'm from New York. I can handle it. And like I said, I'm still at the end of the day, we're still customers. You know what I mean? We're the ones paying the rake, so I can't get into trouble. But the dealers, it's right in their employment agreement that they're not allowed to speak out against the
Right.
WSOP.
And
So
I'm going to tell you that that's a big reason why people love what I do by having these daily spaces because I don't get paid by them. So I can speak the truth and I can speak out loud and I can speak on behalf. And it's important that we do. It's very important
yeah,
that we do shine the light. And guess what? It could have just been as innocent as apple pie, but it needs to be corrected for next year. Like this
it
can't
really
happen
does.
again.
It really, really does. And we know all the great dealers that are so deserving. And when I some people had asked me that, personally, that know me, and they said, who was it? And I praise this person. I love this person. But when I said their name, the person was like, who's that? Like a few people like, who's that? Because they were not really dealing that much this
Right,
summer.
right, right, right.
It's
And there, it should be a requirement that they're actually a dealer for more time of the year than they are a floor person. I'm sorry, but that should
right.
be one of the requirements. And it's not hard to figure out that measurement. But it's a shame because it takes away from our dealers and it slights them. And it's also a shame because now this floor person is sort of under this black cloud because yes, oh, good for you, you're doing a great job, but should you have really been awarded it? And that takes away from the whole thing. So it's kind
I
of a
know
sucky.
exactly. And I
It's
feel
really
bad that that person
sucky.
that has to win it under this precedent,
Yeah,
because
it
it's really not fair to
sucks.
them. I mean, they are definitely 100% an amazing dealer. They would not have been promoted if they weren't an
Right.
amazing dealer. You know what I mean? It's just so it's like it's this is what happens when you have a corporation that makes the rules as they go. You know?
Well, and that's part of, it's a new corp and new people. And I would have to venture to guess a lot of the stuff is being done on the fly because they're still learning and have a big learning curve. Um,
Yeah.
but I was very hopeful that the dealers were going to get the recognition this year that they so rightfully deserve. And like I said, I haven't heard anything about dealer recognition since that first week. So, really, what have they been doing with that data they've been collecting? I don't even know. But anyway, let's move on. Joey, you got a lesson for us today, buddy? If so,
I
tell
do.
us what it is.
We're gonna talk about short stack poker,
Awesome. Go ahead,
and
bud.
it's really important because no matter what way we look at it, all a poker tournament really is this slide from hundreds of bigs down to dozens and a dozen. And for those of us that made final tables, we all know when we get to the final table, the average for most of the tournaments that we play, the average chip stack at the final table is not very deep. So we're forced to play short stack poker. Sometimes we're forced to play short stack poker early in the journey. Sometimes it doesn't happen until the final table, and every once in a while it never happens. But for the most part, it's very, very rare to go wire to wire without ever being a short stack, without ever getting your chips all in. So when we have 100 bigs, we have a lot of flexibility, we have a lot of wiggle room, we have a lot of room for error. But when we're short stack, well, we don't have much room anymore. Every decision is amplified, everything is more important. One wrong move and we're out. Now, the biggest mistake that we all see, and we've all done it, is we panic. Uh, First of all, a lot of people panic when they're down to 15 bigs. And that's so stupid. Like we talked about this before on the show. Like 15 bigs is a lot of bigs. That's not really, really short stack. But a lot of players, they pay too much attention to the average chip stack and they look at their chip stack and they panic. So keep in mind, 15 big blinds, that's a lot of hands of poker, especially if you're nine-handed, right? I mean, we're talking close to 100 hands of poker you have left. I mean, it's a lot of poker, all right? But then when we get down below 10, well, then we have to start thinking in the terms of, do we still have fold equity? And for the people that are new to poker or don't know that term, what fold equity is the value in our stack for it to be such a threat that the blinds or any of the remaining players that have to act after us fold. Because then we take down a pot uncontested. And when we're, especially towards the end of the tournament, those blinds are worth a lot. I mean, mathematically, if we just won the blinds once every orbit, we would never, ever, ever be eliminated from the tournament. Think about that, right? Because we only need the big blind ante, the big blind, and the small blind to buy a whole orbit. So if we took down those blinds once in the orbit, we never get eliminated, right? So it's that important. So fold equity, when our blinds get to a certain point, we really don't have fold equity. People are not going to fold if you do a four blind shove. Anybody's going to try to call you and eliminate you because they want to get closer to the bubble or eliminate somebody to ICM up. So the sweet spot seems to be around 8 to 10 bigs. It's enough of a raise that the players actually have to think about it, because who wants to lose 8 to 10 big blinds by calling off just to try to eliminate somebody? So 15 bigs, no way. But 8 to 10 bigs, that's when our decisions become very crucial, very important. And that's when position is very, very important. And a lot of pros will tell you this. It's better to be the one shoving than to one to call off a shove. So timing is really important. So for instance, if you look down and you're looking at ace 7 offsuit and somebody opened already and raised, that may not be the best place to shove. But if it falls around to you and there's only 2 or 3 players left to act, that ace in your hand is so freaking valuable. Solver says shove all day long with that when you're down to 8 bigs, because you can get called off by a decent hand like king, queen suited. And how many times, I mean, let's be real, it's hard to make a pair. How many times does the board just run out and there's nothing there, and that ace high makes a difference? Or you get called by somebody with another ace and you have a chop pot. So there's a lot of ways that you can survive with even a hand with ace high or even king high, okay, when you're in late position. But the rule of thumb is you really don't want to be calling in those situations, unless you have a monster, obviously, like a big pair. You want to be the one that's initially shoving. Very, very important. But the panicking part, I think I see this more so than anything, and I'm just as guilty of it. We just feel like this might be the best hand we'll ever see. And there's been situations now where I've observed short stacks folding even pocket 5s, 6s, and 7s correctly. instead of shoving them. And that shows you that patience, and later on, they end up doubling up because they end up getting pocket tens, jacks, queens, kings, or an ace king. So it's just to show you that if we take the panic mode out, we actually can survive sometimes long enough to find that better hand. If not, if it's not in the and scripted by the poker gods, sometimes we could just ICM up. We can make some more. We can ladder up, make some more money by folding and waiting. There are well documented cases of players that have been down to one big, two bigs, a small blind sometimes, that have rallied back to an average stack. It doesn't take much, especially if you're shoving something like pocket aces or kings or queens and you get called 4 or 5 ways and it holds. You can easily go right back up to 15, 16, or 20 bigs sometimes, depending on what you're shoving, with one hand. So patience is the number one word when it comes to short stack play. Patience, 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 position, position, position. And there's really not much more to say in the, other than patience and position. But keep in mind that we all need to learn short stack play. Now, here's a trick that you can do. Um, Instead of waiting until you're short stack to practice, why not, when you are 100 bigs deep, count off 8 to 10 bigs? Put those chips in front of you, the ones that you play with in your hand. Take the other 90 bigs and put them under, if you're right handed, put them under your right elbow. If you're left handed, put them under your left elbow at the table, out of sight, out of mind, and pretend that that's all you have to work with is that those 10 big blinds. And look for the spots where those 10 bigs would be a shove, and watch how you can turn that little stack of 10 big blinds into 20 or 30. And if it goes wrong, you still have 90 bigs under your elbow that you almost forgot about. So it's a little trick that I came up with, and I use it in my training, and it's been very effective to practice short stack play when you're not actually short stack yet. And somebody once told me, like, well, they asked me, why under the elbow? Because psychologically, we actually forget about those chips sometimes. And if you think about it this way, the short stack in front of you that you're playing with, those 10 big blinds, that's your mad money, your spending account. That's your whatever you want to play with. And your 90 bigs, it's like your 401k. All right. And not to say that you can't borrow from your 401k, but the rules are you borrow from it when you have the nuts, when you know you're good. But if we can't master playing with 10 big blinds when we have 100 behind, well, it's going to be more difficult to master playing 10 big blinds when that's all we have is 10 big blinds. So it's just a little trick that I came up with, and it seems to be very effective. A lot of people give me great feedback about that. And that is our lesson for today. Tomorrow, we're just going to do a Q&A. That's all we're going to do tomorrow, Sherry. All right. So,
Well, I was going to ask you, well, first of all, great lesson. And I kind of do a little variation of that, separating of the stack myself, but I don't actually physically. I just look at my stack and visualize what if this amount of chips is gone, then I have to knit back up or something to that effect. So I definitely do that in my mind for sure. What I was going to ask you about tomorrow
mhm.
is if you just wanted to skip doing a lesson, and it doesn't matter to me. So I'm going to let this
Yeah.
just be your decision. If you wanted to skip a lesson, because we have Aaron Barone is going to stop in, and so is Jeff Platt.
Oh
So,
yeah, I'd rather be a participant in that, 100%.
okay.
Just like I'd rather be a participant in the swimming pool right now with the granddaughter because we just pulled up. Okay.
See, perfect. Perfect timing. So tomorrow we're just going to hang out. Joey's going to hang out. We're not going to do a lesson tomorrow. We're going to let him off the hook and he could just hang out and, just participate in questions and answers of our guests tomorrow. Okay, Joe?
Sounds good. And I am going
Perfect.
to sign off, my friend.
Yes, have a great time. Enjoy that swimming pool, but more importantly, that grandbaby, my friend.
Yes, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you, Joe.
I
Bye.
love you. Bye bye.
Love you too, Belle. Hey, Brandon, how are you?
Good. I missed Joe. I wanted to say it was nice to meet him, but
Oh, well, he may still be listening.
that's okay.
Yeah, he's.
Was very nice to meet him.
I'm
He's
glad
a
you guys had a chance.
what's that?
I'm glad you guys had a chance to meet.
Oh yeah, it was great. You know, he knew exactly where Aaron was. We never met Aaron. He knows where everybody is. He's very active in the poker community. Like it was cool. It was cool to meet him.
Very cool. I'm glad you had the chance before you got on the road. And you guys are safe and sound at home, huh?
Yes, I just slept for like the last 3 goddamn days.
Dude, I have not
Oh, sorry.
stopped.
Excuse me.
I
Three
have not
three damn
stopped.
days.
I have not stopped. I left my home on what, June the 22nd, I think it was. And I've been home 2 days or one day. I can't even remember since then. I just got home this morning. We got back from the beach. The next day we went up to the Airbnb in North Atlanta. So that was a week ago Monday. And I'm just home today for the first day since then. Like it's insane. I'm so tired of living out of a suitcase. Oh my God. Oh,
Um, great meetup game, by the way. I haven't been in to tell you
thanks.
how awesome it was.
Thank you. I need to post pictures. I have a million pictures I've not gotten to. And I keep telling myself, I need to post pictures. I need to post this. I need to post that. And then I get off this space and I'm like on Gigi duty. So I'm going to be home for the next 2 days before I go back on Gigi duty. So hopefully I'll be able to catch up on posting pictures. For some reason, I can't get videos to upload on my YouTube account. And I really think it was the Airbnb. I think the guy has like special settings on his internet so that his guests don't, I don't know, visit sites or whatever, because I just couldn't get it to upload or even download to my computer some of my recordings, which never has happened. So I got to figure out what the hell's going on that and just get caught up, get some laundry done, and hopefully empty these fucking suitcases.
I do know when I've stayed in Airbnbs for work, they control the thermostat. I'm not sure about the Wi-Fi, but you turn it down to 72, it goes down to 72. 2 minutes later, it goes back up to 78.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I
That,
know they do
yeah.
that. I'm not
Yeah,
sure about the
for
Wi-Fi
sure.
though.
And I just think it's either they have like settings that they have, um, you know, have toggled off or whatever, or the signal was just so weak that these files, these audio files that I'm trying to download are just too big and it just craps out. I don't know. I don't know what the hell is going on, but we're going to figure it out. I'll tell you that much because I'm trying to catch up my YouTube channel. I think I'm only up to like day 40 or day 34 or 35. I don't even remember. Day 40 maybe. So I've got to catch up about 10, 15 episodes. So we're going to work on that. No big deal. No big deal.
Also,
When
great, Karen. I see you down there. Great meeting, Karen.
Oh, that was your first time meeting Karen too?
Yes, first time. Yep.
Awesome. Very cool.
She's so sweet. She's like as sweet as she is on Spaces. She's even sweeter in person.
There you go. There you go. I didn't realize that was your first time meeting her too. Very cool. I love when spaces people meet each other in person. I love that.
Yeah, me too. It's fun.
The number one reason we started having meetup games was so spaces people could meet spaces people. Love that. Go ahead, Karen.
Hey, can you hear me? I got my earbud in.
Yes.
Yeah, I loved meeting Brandon too. Yeah, that was our first time meeting. It was fun. But yeah, I enjoyed that meetup game.
Thank you. It was so much fun.
And then I met up with Karen later. Um, when Sean Deeb was at the Horseshoe Bar, And I was trying to talk to Ben, but Ben seems very antisocial. No offense.
Yeah, he is, and plus he's got a lot of health issues. But wasn't that special when Sean showed up? Because we were about to go rail him, and then all of a sudden he just showed up and sat down. We're all trying on his bracelet. It was fun.
Oh, how fun! How fun! How fun! How fun! It must have been after he busted.
Yeah, this was after he had just won the ninth bracelet, and then he had jumped into a mixed game tournament, and he wasn't in there very long, like maybe an hour. And we were about to go back and rail him there, and then he just showed up and sat down and hung out with us for hours. It was fun.
Awesome. Very
Yeah, he's a
cool.
good, nice guy.
Very cool. I want to tell everybody that Mike Jungle Blunt is going to be in the booth at the lodge on their live feed today of their 1-2 no limit game, and I believe it's going to start about 1:15 Central Time. So Youngblood is going to be in the booth at the lodge, calling the 1-2 no limit game somewhere around 1:15 or so Central Time. So let's jump in there and support him, shall we? Give him a little shout out in the chat and make him feel good about broadcasting today. As we know, those of us that do broadcasting, streaming, twitching, whatever your thing is, it's always nice when friends show up and give a little shout out in the chat and support what you're doing. So let's try to be there for Mike. Again, that's the Lodge live feed, 1-2 no limit game around 1:15-ish Central Time. So everybody check that out. Don't forget Jeff Platt will be with us tomorrow. Aaron Barone will be with us tomorrow. Should be fun. Looking forward to catching up with Aaron to see exactly what he did after busting that main event, and how he's feeling about it. I'm hoping he's feeling proud because it's amazing to have gone as deep as he did, beating his last year by a few days. So very cool. All right, I'm going to go real quick around the WSOP and what's going on at 10 a.m. Event number 100, which is the final event of the WSOP, sadly. Day one is starting at 10 a.m., and that is the 1K Super Turbo No Limit Tournament. At 11 a.m. is the final day of event number 98, the $800 Deep Stack. Kafir is in the chip lead with 2 million. Jose, I think it's Josie Cami, maybe, has 1.8 million. In sixth place, Danette Smith has 1.5 million. Some others still in it to win it: Jonathan Little, Laura Eisenberg, and LaPlante. Also at 1 p.m., event number 97, the 25K High Roller will reconvene. There is 3.4 million in the prize pool. 148 entries, 16 remain. 872,000 at the top for the winner. And the chip leader right now is Julian Sitbon with 3.8 million. Alexander Kostritsyn is in second place as far as chip stacks are concerned with 3.2 million. Kahara, Fox, and Deeb REA still in that high roller to win it. Event number 99 restarts at 1 p.m. That's the final day of that tournament. It is the 5K 8-handed tournament. 4 million in the prize pool, 884 entries, 72 remain. Joshua Norvok is the chip leader with 1.5 million. Georgie SKHULUKHIA has 1.5 million and is in second place. Still in it to win it, Adam Hendricks is in third with 1.3 million. Cliff Josephy has 1.1 million in fifth place. Some others in it to win it: Rass, Nikki P, Brad Owen, Katzen Helmuth, the Daddy Helmuth, Big Daddy Helmuth. Event number 94 is the 10K six-handed tournament. It finished yesterday. $1 million was awarded to the winner, David Peters. Congratulations, buddy. Hope that is going to make your year a better year. In second place and winning 660,000 was Mustafa Calvin Anderson came in third for 445,000. So congrats to those winners. Event number 95, the Summer Saver $500 buy-in. Again, Andreas was not the chip leader going into yesterday. That was a typo on the app. He did come in 61st place for $3,900. So congratulations, Andreas. There was 1.8 million in that prize pool. 626 got paid. Garrett Dwyer took it down for 210,000, and Amadeus Janota came in second for 142K. Event number 96 also wrapped up. That was the 3K six-handed tournament, 2.3 million in the prize pool. 134 got paid. Josh Wang took down that tournament for $407,000. And we were hoping for a repeat bracelet for, not that he was repeating that, tournament, but for him to repeat winning a bracelet. Eric Seidel came in second with 271,000 when his straight was beat by a boat. Eric Mizraki came in third place for 185,000 in that event number 96. So that was a look around the WSOP for today and yesterday. Karen, Brandon, you guys got anything you want to bring up or add to that information?
Just want to say thanks, Sherry. My brother's calling, so I got to go. Appreciate all the spaces over the summer. You've really kept me updated on what's going on. So
Appreciate those kind
and
words.
the research you do before the space.
Appreciate you, buddy.
I really appreciate it.
Thank
So
you.
I'm gonna go.
All right.
Karen, good to meet you. Barry, ASG, everybody else. See you.
Appreciate you, Brandon, and those kind words. Karen, are you streaming today?
Well, I'm trying to figure that out right now. Possibly is I have some other stuff that's kind of pressing on me, but maybe
Okay.
tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm streaming though.
Yeah. Okay. So what is today? I don't even know what day of the week it is.
Wednesday.
Okay, today is Wednesday. Sorry, people. I'm just a victim of my own circumstances right now, and I'm losing my mind. Okay, today is Wednesday. So tomorrow you're going to stream for sure. How would somebody find your stream?
Apologies because I just took a bite of popcorn, but yeah, just go get on Twitch, and then the name of the channel is It's Ben and Karen. It's Ben and Karen.
It's Ben and Karen. So that's how you'll find her on her Twitch channel. Go, like I said, we all love when people show up for us. So show up for Karen and her Twitch channel. Give her a shout out in the chat. I don't know all the fucking prizes and gifts and all that stuff. I don't understand it. I don't know it, but do it for her. Do whatever it is that helps her be a host on that Twitch channel. Please do it for her.
Thank you,
You
Sharon.
bet. Absolutely. All right, Karen, what else you got going on? Anything else you want to bring up?
No, well, you might have brought it up the first 20 minutes. It wasn't hugely important, but I think it was Matisal that posted, "Oh, these are the Hall of Fame people," and then later he said, "Oh, never mind, that was wrong."
Oh, it was Todd Whittellis.
Oh, was it
Yeah, it
Todd?
was
I thought
Todd.
Matisal did
Okay,
too.
that one I didn't see. I just saw Todd Whittellis.
Uh,
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, I got this on great authority, so it's 100% or whatever he was saying." And then a couple hours later, he retracted and said, "I don't know what I'm talking about." But I'm going to tell you, just off the record, and you know, how many people we have in here? About 10 plus 3 anons, off the record and in a whispering voice. Um, I have been told that Deeb's not getting in this year, and I just don't believe that. I just don't.
yeah, I don't know about it. But I just thought it was weird. Like, I don't know why people would be spoilers, and I don't know where they got their
Yes,
info. Like, well, just wait. If you find, like, if people find out that, and they should just wait. I just was surprised.
I agree. And I tell you, for me, when Helmuth blurted out that 4 people are getting in this year, I was like, what's he doing? Like, don't ruin it. Like, let us still wait for that information to come our way and that announcement to be made. Like, come on, you guys. Come on. I don't know. I like the element of surprise. I like the buildup of the surprise. I can understand that maybe some of this stuff wants to get leaked just to put out the fires of, oh, it's only going to be one person again and it's not going to be an industry person. I understand wanting to put out some of those fires, but at the same token, don't take that element of surprise away from the winners. They deserve it. They deserve that big announcement. I'm a firm believer in that. That's what makes it exciting. Anyway, it's my 2 cents for what it's worth. All right, you guys. Karen, if you don't have anything else, I'm going to wrap it up, my friend.
I'm good. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too. Appreciate you. Everyone that's listening, I see Rather and Barry and Kitty and ASG and Hayden, especially those three Anon listeners. I'm sure one of them Slay because he wants me to mention his name today, but we're not gonna mention your name. And I say that trolling him, of course. So all of you little keyboard warriors. Uh, anyway, have a great day, folks. If you're playing today, enjoy your time on the felt and take it in. It's about the journey. Whether you're winning or losing, sometimes shouldn't matter, right? Like, enjoy the moment. Appreciate that you're there. There's many of us not on the felt today wishing we were. So if are on the felt today, let us live vicariously through you. Enjoy every moment. If you're not on the felt today, touch that grass, folks. Much love to everybody. Tomorrow is going to be our final day of the WSOP summer camp coverage. So join us. It should be a fun one. Appreciate everybody. Peace out. You'll get a chip, and you get a chip, and you get a chip.